Okay. All right. So, just wanted to pop in and share some things. We went to Super Saturday this weekend in Minneapolis, or like Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center. And so we got to listen to a lot of different speakers and just hear a lot of different things. And I was trying to find the corporate video because that is what we got to watch, like the first, I don't know, like 30 minutes. I don't even know how much of it we got to watch, but they cut it off short because our speakers went longer. And so I'm going to find that video so we can watch it. Because while we were watching it, some of us were like hangry. And so I don't even know if I heard everything from the video. I was kind of just like, I need food. So I will try to find that video. And basically what it is it just tells you what's going to be happening for like the next 6 months, basically. And then when we get to Summit, then they'll tell us for the next 6 months. And so every time you go to like an event, they give you information like ahead of time, if that makes sense. And so some of the things that I do have though from that video, and you guys have probably seen it because I'm super obsessed with him, but Joel Freeman has a new workout program coming out. It's called Lift 4. And from the sounds of it, it's going to be paired up with like the Portion Fix containers and stuff, and that's going to be fine. But he's really going to be focusing on that performance line instead of Shakeology and like that side of it. He's going to be geared more towards the performance line, which is Energize, Recover, Recharge. I don't know if anyone on this call uses Recharge, but it's like in the same jar as Recover, except for it's purple and it says Recharge, and you take it before you go to bed. And so it kind of helps your muscles repair overnight. And then it also has, I don't know if he's going to use creatine or anything. I think he just used Hydrate, Energize, Recover. So that's going to be like the focus. It's going to be launching probably around the time of Summit. And so that's why they wanted to announce it. But it sounds like it's going to be like 30 minutes. And he does like heavy lifting at the beginning of the workout. And then towards the end of it, he does like HIIT cardio, which is a lot of what Core to Force is. A lot of what from 80 Day Obsession, there's one day that I think it's called Cardio Core. I've done like 80 days or 70 days. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called Cardio Core, I think is what she calls it. But like that day when she does like the one workout, goes to a different workout, goes back to the workout, goes to a different workout, that's called HIIT cardio. And that's a lot of what the end of his program is going to be. So every day he's going to do heavy lifting at first, and then he does the HIIT cardio, and you're going to leave like exhausted, but it's going to feel good. Because you're exhausting your muscles, and you're going to see really good results from HIIT cardio. When I did Core to Force, I got really good results just because of the fact that like you're able to just go all out for a short period of time, and you just get really good results from it. And so that's going to be 4 workouts though. You don't have to work out 7 days a week, 6 days a week. It's only 4. And the reason for that is if you've ever lifted heavy weights, like in college, in high school, whatever, it was always heavy, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. It was never back to back to back to back. Or you did arms one day and then you did legs on Wednesday. Like you just did it in a mixture. And the reason for that is because you have to let your body heal in order to break it again. So like when you lift muscles, you basically tear your muscles apart, and then the recharge, the recover, all of that brings your muscles back together stronger and healthier. And that's where you get that muscle definition from. And for so long, I stayed away from heavy weights because I didn't want to get big, if that makes sense. But the thing is, I did a competition last summer for Beachbody, and I wasn't like one of those like all-in people who look fabulous. I just did it because I was like, why the heck not? But I did Body Beast to get ready for that. And I actually did Body Beast, and then I did Core to Force after that. And that was my choice to do 2 workouts and do like an hour long or whatever. But I got really good results from Body Beast, and I was lifting really heavy, and my muscles got really toned, and my legs got really toned, and all of that stuff. So if you think like lifting weights is going to make you bulky, don't think that. You're going to build at first. So you might think or feel thicker, if that makes sense, but then you just shred, and it's insane. So I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. So that's one thing. It's called Lift 4. You'll see a lot of it. Make sure if you can, I tagged the page in our team page. It's called Beachbody Champions page. If you're in that group, there's so many amazing like coaches who go live. They share lots of details about Beachbody and stuff. And I'm sure the corporate video will be in there. And so I'll try to snag that for you guys. But that was one thing I'm super pumped about. Another thing they have is a new workout program coming out. It's a lot like Autumn, except for she speaks Spanish. And so I've had 4 years of Spanish, but I can't sit here and like give a call in Spanish. However, it's good for like a different market too. Like if you have friends who speak Spanish, they might enjoy that. If you have somebody like maybe you run like a Facebook ad or something and you target them and then you help them that way. Obviously they would have to speak English back and forth with you for you to like understand and help them get signed up. But there was a lot of people at the Super Saturday who's like their spouse is Mexican or whatever, speaks Spanish. And like, that's really good for her because now she can open up her market and help her family and those kinds of things. And then they also told us that even though her workouts and stuff are in Spanish, they did a English version too. So that will be coming out. I think it was like Dio de Mas or something like that, or Des Mas something. I'll have to look it up, but it was Spanish. And it's a lot like Autumn's workouts, I would say. But obviously it's going to be towards like that Spanish speaking market. They're probably not going to make like the biggest deal about it just because, I don't know, it's a small market that they're trying to get, but they're still trying to help those people. And I think that's wonderful too. So there's those two programs that are coming out. And then the last thing that was really big is 2B Mindset is coming out. I will be like flooding our team page with 2B Mindset, getting you tons of information and stuff. But what I want to challenge you to do is I want you to, like, if you go to the champions page and you type like 2B Mindset in the search bar, you might see, I'm going to open up that Beachbody Champion page so you can at least see what it looks like. 1 second. I'm going to take over your screen. Okay. So it's just Beachbody Champions. There's a lot of people in it, and that's okay. I think you can just add yourself to it. I know a couple of you are in it already. I can see your faces. So this is what it is. And then if you just go like over here where it says search and you just type 2B Mindset, I think it'll, yeah. Okay, so here's Alana. She's the one that's doing 2B Mindset. I would go through here and just watch these videos. This is also another Facebook group that's good to be in. It's just Team Beachbody 411. And you can just like follow this page. So it's kind of like a like page, but you can just follow it. So I clicked like and I follow it. So it pops up on my news feed. Don't spend like all day, every day in this because I promise you I will share a ton of this in our team page. But if you want information ahead of time, like this is where a lot of that stuff is. Like there's the national wake up calls and everything. Like, so everything is in there. So then also on the Beachbody Champions page, it's 2B Mindset. And if you Google her, if you look up her name, all of this stuff, you will find tons of information about 2B Mindset. So I would really try and like encourage you to just go do your own research about 2B Mindset. You can follow Alana on Instagram and stuff. So here's her name. If you just like look her up on Instagram or whatever, you can actually like follow her, and she posts about food. She posts about all of this stuff, and she doesn't always like hashtag Beachbody, but she hashtags like other food things that you might want to start following on Instagram too. So make sure like Beachbody Champions page or just follow like that Team Beachbody 411. But if you just take her name and look her up on Instagram or on the computer or whatever it is, it's going to share a lot more information about 2B Mindset. But basically, to break it down as easy as possible that I can right now, is just the fact that it's going to target those emotional eaters. It's going to target those people who use food and alcohol and stuff to like, I don't want to say make them feel better, if that makes sense. Because like when I was in college, I struggled with that a lot. I was going through a lot of crap and I had a really bad relationship. And so I drank a lot when I was in college, and I was like really stupid and did a lot of stupid stuff and like ate a lot. And that's how I gained that 40 pounds that I am, trying to lose and get rid of. I'm an emotional eater. So if I get stressed, I like walk to the kitchen cabinet and I'm like, where's the food at? I need to like devour all of this stuff. And so I think this is going to be really good, even for like that average person who might not really think that they have a problem with food or think they have a problem with like drinking, but at the same time, like just to get your mindset there. So a lot of us, we were talking on the way home, or the girls were talking, I was sleeping, but I was still listening. They were talking on the way home that, you know, we passed like 15 McDonald's on the way home from Minneapolis to Spirit Lake or whatever. And they were just saying that it's cheaper to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger for $1.07 versus like going to, you know, the grocery store and getting like healthy food is a little bit more expensive. And so it's like, what's wrong with this world? Well, that's because it's easy, it's cheap, it's fast. So we go and we do that. So I think 2B Mindset's really going to open up the doors for those people who would rather go through a drive-through than take the time and go to Hy-Vee and get the food and meal plan and meal prep. And I know like I struggle a lot with like nutrition and stuff because if I stress, I need to go eat. If I'm like having a bad day at school or something, when I get home, like I have to get a drink. Like I don't need them. After I have it, I'm like, well, that was stupid. But I think this is going to help us like kind of get past that bridge or get past that. And then they also talked about a couple of the girls who are in the test group right now. She did mention that she doesn't really use the container system anymore. She doesn't really meal prep ahead of time a lot anymore. Like she'll go to the grocery store, she'll know she'll need those certain foods, but she's not as like specific. It's more of like she knows what needs to be on her plate. So I'm really interested to see that because I think the thing I struggle with people is like they get the containers and they're like, that's not a lot of food. And then they get to eating it and they're like, holy crap, that's a lot of food. But you have to get them there to realize that it's actually a lot of food. And I think the 2B Mindset will really get in their head and help them. Because I think with coaching, and I was telling this to the girls last night, like with coaching, we as coaches are focused on ourselves. We're focused on our fitness journey. We're focused on how we feel and trying to get results for ourselves, and we share it with other people. I don't actually go to like Laura's house and meal prep for her. I don't actually make her meals for her. I don't like put her clothes on her and go push play. Like I don't make her do that stuff. She does it on her own. And so as coaches, like we just share like, hey, I'm over here. I freaking hate my job. I hate doing this. I had a really hard day, but I still worked out. I still meal prepped. Like we're just sharing that with people and we're trying to be open and helping them. We're coaching them, you know, we're not doing it for them. So I think 2B Mindset will be great because it has a series of videos too that they get to log into every day. And she like gets in their head and she talks to them and like, it's just really individualized. So I think it's going to be wonderful. So I said I was going to say a little bit about 2B Mindset, and then I like went off on a tangent. So hopefully that helps. Those 3 things were like my big focus. And then the last thing obviously was like the beach bars. And so I wanted to show you, I have like a quick graphic, and I think I put it in the team page, but once I put it in there, I was like, a lot of you are probably looking at it like, what the heck does that even mean? So I'm actually going to open the graphic and show it to you and explain and break down pricing for you. And then hopefully answer any questions that you guys have. But I got to try, I still haven't even eaten my bar yet from this weekend. But when I was in Los Angeles, we got to try the bars ahead of time. And so they have 2 different flavors. It's chocolate and peanut butter is one. And then the other one is chocolate with like almonds in it and then cherries as well. And so when we had them in February, we got to do like a rating and like tell them what to change and all that stuff. So when I first had the bars, the peanut butter and the chocolate, I will be completely honest, was my favorite. And I think that's just because peanut butter and chocolate, like for me is check mark, like everything. Cereal, like I love peanut butter chocolate. With the cherries, it's a very good bar. It's a good mixture of chocolate with like a fruit, and almond is like your sweet, salty kind of mix. I'm actually a big chocolate cranberry almond person because that's like, I think Kind bars are made that way. I think like a lot of the other bars, they usually do like dark chocolate with the almonds. With cranberries, but they did cherries. And so I liked the bar. I ate it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like awful. The texture is really good. It's just the fact that I personally would have rather it have been cranberries, but that could be different for anyone else. So I don't want to say like it was a bad bar, because it's not. I just would probably say like my preference would be cranberries over cherries, but I did get both of them in my box, just so that way like I can try them, and worst case scenario, like heck, I don't like them, so I make my husband eat them. Or worst case scenario, like I I hand them out to like people as I'm, at school or something, like having them try it. So can you guys see this okay, this graphic? Anybody? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So let me explain this part. So each box itself comes with 15 bars, which is, I think it's really good, because if they're only going to be ordering them maybe monthly, like that's a bar a day, and then they're like running out. So that's why I got 2 for sure, because I was like, I have to get 2. I want to have one every day. But then my husband obviously is going to eat them too. So we did like the triple or the double and the triple box. But so let me just explain. So they have peanut butter and chocolate, and it comes with like a box of 15, or they can do chocolate and cherry almond. And so it just says a one-time order is like $3.11 per bar. So like if you do that, it's like $40, I think, and then it has like the shipping on top of it. And so that's just something that they can choose to do, and they have to pay for shipping and everything on top. And so it's a little expensive just to do a 1 box, 1 try kind of thing. And so that auto monthly right here, the bar itself drops a lot, and then you save on your shipping. So for Beachbody, they changed it. If you just order something randomly, you pay a little bit more for shipping and for taxes and stuff. And I think it's outrageous, because I think they need to get on the page with like Amazon and stuff. Like you can have 2-day shipping for free, like that kind of thing. But I think this is the way for Beachbody to get people to want to do this for a long time, to want them for it to be a lifestyle change and not just like a one and done, not just like a quick fix thing. So if your person is a customer, they would be the top 2. So a customer one-time order or an auto monthly order, that would be your like customer price. The VIP is us as coaches. So everybody on this call is a discount coach. And so we automatically get a cheaper bar, which is nice because we get that 25% off. And so we have like, instead of $40, it's like $30 for us. And then I would hope as a coach, you would get it on a monthly order. You don't have to. You're going to pay a little bit more for shipping, obviously. So that's why I just put it on a monthly order, because I was like, I'm going to be eating them anyways. We looked on our grocery list, actually. I eat fiber bars a lot because I don't know, like the other bars just don't do enough for me. Like I need something else. And so we were just looking up, we bought Kind bars a month ago, and they're expensive. Like Kind bars are expensive if you get like the individual ones or if you get different ones. It just depends on what kind of box you get. But normally like 1 box was like, I can't remember what he had said. I thought it was like 6 or something like that. Like it wasn't a lot in a box, and so we had to buy a couple of them. So in the long run, this is actually going to be saving us a ton. So he was even excited about it, which is good. So for us, if we do like a 1 box order, obviously it's like going to be $30, and then you have like monthly shipping if you do it over, and then a 2 box option and 3 box option. And the only like probably bonus, of your boxes is you're going to see like the price drop the more you get. So like buying in bulk, basically. So if you get the 2 box option, you have a bar per day. And so that's why we're going to end up having to get like a 3 box option plus a 2 box option. So we have enough at our house because we both eat them. And then I want to have extra bars on hand. So like at school, if somebody like wants to try it, like I can like rip off a piece and try, have them try it. Like, so marketing myself the same way I market my Shakeology. I bring my cup to school with my Shakeology and my cool straw, and I walk around school and I'm drinking out of it. And I have 10 people. Well, what are you drinking? Why do you drink that? So just marketing yourself. If you are really wanting to order these on a monthly order ship, I would honestly, since most of you probably are getting Shakeology or the Performance Line under yourself, even if like my husband, he gets Performance Line, I'm still going to order my boxes and my bars under his account because I get commission and I get volume from that. So like now I'm getting my bar at 207, but if I order it under my husband, I get volume, which helps my business, and I get commission, which obviously makes sense. So I'm getting my bar like even cheaper, if that makes sense. So if it's something that you're like, I really want to get these bars, like even if you do the 1 or the 2 or whatever under, just order it under like your spouse, under your mom, like somebody who's underneath of you, because like I said, volume, and you can get commission and stuff. And also I was talking to one of the coaches. She wants to open up her husband's account, but she, I can't remember, like had Performance Line or something. Like she can get Shakeology obviously under her husband, but you can get the 3-box option underneath like your spouse to be that 90 PV that they need for their Success Club points to count too. And then also like this right here, I think this middle option is enough PV. I think it's 60 PV actually, this middle box. And then I think the last box is 90. So it might go 30, 60, 90. That might make sense. But so like this middle option would make your accounts active. So if you're an inactive coach right now, you can order 2 boxes and boom, you're active. Like my mom, she always gets Shakeology, but sometimes she delays her Shakeology because she doesn't drink it every day like she should, or maybe she just has extra or something. So she ordered 2 boxes yesterday, and so she's active because that's 60 PV. So she's an active coach, if that makes sense. So the bottom just really explains, I don't know if I can make this any, I don't want to print it. I don't know if I can make this any bigger. There we go. Oh, geez. Okay, so the bottom just explains like becoming a VIP. That's your discount coach. So if they ask like, what the heck is a VIP? That's your discount coach. You get 25% off. And then obviously, you get 25 to 40% commission because you're getting that shipping too. There is obviously like your $16 a month coaching fee, but with this, you're saving that $16 alone in shipping. I promise you the shipping is outrageous if you don't do the monthly order. I know a couple of the coaches found that part out, and so did I. So, and then obviously like what is this? It's a snack bar. It is not a protein bar. So if you have somebody saying something, it's not a protein bar. It is a snack bar. That's what it's called. That's what they want you to talk to it about. So today I did a post on social media about Snackers Anonymous. Like it's a snack bar. It's not a protein bar. It's a half of a yellow and half of a red for your containers. So for me, immediately I was like, cool, I can have 2 a day, like, and cover a container. And so I'm probably going to be doing that. I'll probably have 2 of these a day. Like I'll probably have 1 in the morning and probably like 1 at 4:30 when I get home from school and want to raid the counters. And so it's a half of a yellow and half of a red. I wish it was a green because then I would eat like these all day, every day, but it's not. So half a yellow and half a red. And I would honestly encourage you to get some and try some and talk about them, because even if people order just boxes under you and don't do Shakeology, don't do the workouts, they're still part of you. They're still, part of your community. And then maybe like if they really like these, they're like, oh, maybe I should try the workouts. Like maybe I should try Shakeology. Maybe I should try Performance Line. So like getting that door open, letting them try these for themselves and see that they really like them. And then I think it's good because it has like a slow releasing in these bars. And so a lot of the times you guys, like I eat a bar and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, and I'm going to go grab a cookie. Like these have a slow releasing. So they kind of help you stay fuller longer, if that makes sense. So, okay. Any questions so far? Otherwise, I just want to go through just a few things from like Super Saturday just to share, not like Beachbody stuff, like more about your why and coaching. So they have the beach bars, Lift 4, and I can't remember for the life of me what that Spanish speaking program is. I thought it was like Mes de Mas or something like that, I think. Okay, everybody's okay. Okay.
So with the that 2B mindset,
yeah,
is it like a personal development program then, kind of?
Yeah. So
have workouts with it.
Yeah. I need to find that corporate video because it shows it really nice, but it's going to be on Beachbody On Demand, but you have to actually purchase 2B Mindset, if that makes sense. So they're actually going to make a 2B Mindset challenge pack. And so the way that they described it is, let's say, I don't know, like I'll just, like you have Beachbody On Demand, you have to pay for them to add the To Be Mindset tab. It's just going to be like nutrition. So it'll have workout programs and it'll say nutrition. You have to pay to get that tab on there. So us as coaches, like I will pay to get To Be Mindset, but obviously I'm not getting a challenge back because I already have all my stuff. Obviously I'm going to get a discount because I'm a coach, but this is a great way to get, people who aren't doing workouts. Maybe like my mom would have been a great person for To Be Mindset because she doesn't really do the workouts. She does Shakeology. She tries to walk and stuff, but she has lots of health issues and everything. So, and like with her lupus and stuff, like working out is just not really an option. And so I was talking like To Be Mindset will be great because she's also a smoker too. And so like that will help her change. I think it's going to change her too, like from smoking to eating. What's that?
So do you want to make sure, like, should we order that underneath our, like, should I order it underneath Nick's instead of mine?
Yeah, so To Be Mindset is going to be a little bit different because you want it on your Beachbody On Demand. So you're probably, like, I'll probably actually have to order the program under mine because I want it on my Beachbody On Demand, if that makes sense. Yeah. But you can also, like, let's just say Jessica down the street does not have Beachbody On Demand. She can still get To Be Mindset and never have Beachbody On Demand. Like, when she logs in, To Be Mindset's the only thing that's going to be open for her, if that makes sense. So it's good for us as coaches, you guys, because people, that's another challenge pack option for people. And they will have the option where you can do Beachbody On Demand and To Be Mindset with like Shakeology or whatever, but then they're going to have that To Be Mindset with Shakeology or just, you know, like, so it's just another option for us as coaches. They're doing us like a favor, I think, because if all of you guys right now had access to Be Mindset, would it be like a really big launch? Probably not, because it's just going to upload onto your Beachbody On Demand. But the fact that you have to like say, I'm going to do this, and you get it, like it's like you recommitting basically. So all of my customers, all of my coaches, all of my challengers, hopefully like we'll all push that like reset and get it and go through it. And so I'm probably going to do, like I did an 80-day obsession challenge group. I'm going to do like a To Be Mindset challenge group, but it's going to look different because do you have to do the workouts? No. You know what I'm saying? Like people in there probably, you know, you can obviously, like people are doing, one of the girls that we talked to was doing 80-day obsession and To Be Mindset. And she said it was wonderful. I'm getting results. She's like, I was plateauing, and she's like, I got past it. She was an emotional eater, and she just found out that like, cause I think with us, if we see like a cookie, we're like, oh, I really want that. And then we're like, but I can't have it. And so it's like, we look at treats and things like that as a negative thing. When really it's like, if you want it, like eat it. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, that's what's going to hold you back. That's what's going to make you wake up at 10:30 at night and go raid the kitchen counter because you can't have that stuff. And so you're like, I'm going to have it anyways. The fact when you're like, I noticed this when I did the 3-day refresh. I don't know if anyone else does, but you feel restricted on the 3-day refresh because you're not supposed to do these things because you want to get really good results for 3 days. And so I always feel crabby when I'm doing the 3-day refresh because I'm like, oh, I can't have that. But then when I'm off of it, I'm like, I don't really want it anyways. It's just like it's a mindset thing. It really is. And so I'm excited about it. So that's a good question. They'll have to purchase To Be Mindset. And I believe there was a challenge pack option for To Be Mindset and like Beachbody On Demand and like Shakeology probably. But yeah, she lost. What'd you say?
When does that come out again?
So that's, I want to get like the video to show you, but like in May, so it'll come open in May, and us as coaches can like order it ahead of time and go through it ourselves. And then it like launches in June. And then, so like we'll have a month to go through it, get our own results, you know, get our own testimonies from it, and then run like that challenge group for June, July, and August. And I think it would be good because for me, I'm probably the most fit in the winter, which sounds really weird. And I'm probably the least fit in the summer because I'm out like doing stuff I probably shouldn't be doing, like boating and eating and drinking and stuff. And so for me, I'm excited because then it might help me with like the struggles that I have in the summertime, if that makes sense. So that's a really good question. I will find that corporate video. When we were there, we were all really worried about eating. And I think it just went like in one ear, not the other. We were hungry. Okay, really quick. We had a couple of different speakers talk to us, and the first one was Joe Carden. He does like Beachbody corporate side of things. He talked for probably like, I think he was our first one. Yeah. No, he might have been our second one. There was another coach, a diamond coach. She like shared her story and had like almost all of us coaches in tears. Her story was just like looking over her life and like how she was before. She had like everything she needed, and then her husband was he rode horses and stuff, like barrel racing or something, and like the horse ended up falling on him, and so like she had to go through like him being everything for their family to like him fighting for his life. And she really wanted to be a coach. She really wanted to do it, but she had all these fears and doubts. And it was kind of like, it put my life in perspective, like, oh, I have a headache, or, I don't know, we have a $200 electric bill or something, like complaining about little stuff and realizing that like it can be worse, like it could be worse. And so like it kind of brought everything for me, I know for myself, like in perspective, like quit complaining about this little tiny thing, go find a way to make it work, because she had 2 little kids. And I don't know, I'm assuming most of us on here have dated or have a spouse or something, but that other person means a lot to you. And the second something happens to them, like your world just like collapses. I always, like if Aaron and I are fighting and he's like pissing me off, I'm like so mad at him. But then I'm like, I always sit here and I'm like, you know what? Like, what if he got in an accident and we just fought, and like, let's just say like he got in an accident and something happened to him. Like, how awful would I feel? Like just putting your life in perspective that like things might not be sunshine and roses, but like they could be worse. And so like to embrace like the journey you have and the life that you have. Her story was awesome. She read from a piece of paper, so it was hard for me to like follow the whole time, but like her photos and like just how she's like hearing her voice and stuff, it just really put my life in perspective. And then we listened to Joe, and he talked about he was on this race, and he like rides bikes and stuff. It was like 200 miles or something like that in a day. It was crazy. And he was riding his bike. He trained all year. And the day that the race came, he got like the stomach flu. And so he was like, great, like I trained all year for this moment, and I'm not going to make it because I don't feel good and all this stuff. So like all these negative things like came. And I think that applies to us as coaches. Let's say you post a really good post on social media and you have 2 likes. One's your mom and one's your husband. Been there, done that. It happens. And I was like, I felt so deflated from that part of it. But I'm letting myself get deflated from that. You have to go through your journey knowing that you're here for a reason, knowing that you're on a call for a reason, you're posting and sharing for a reason. And no matter what happens to you, like you just keep pushing. So he went on his race. He kept going. His back tire popped. And you're screwed. Like, so he gets off to the side, he's like fixing his tire, he gets going, and the front one pops. And like by then I would be ugly girl crying on the side of the road, like this is not working for me. And he said this car came by and was like, do you need an extra tire? And like it was just like, first of all, you're like, karma, like, oh, I suck, like I can't do this. And then this car comes by and helps him, and he ended up finishing his race with like 0.54 seconds or I can't remember what it was, but he like was like super close to his goal, but he actually beat his goal. And so like he said, for him, just letting fears and doubts and excuses like not run your life. Don't focus on them, because I feel like when you focus on the bad things that are happening or not happening for you, you like welcome it. And so like I noticed that because I was sick a couple of weeks ago, and I like missed 3 days of school. Like I was actually like really sick for the first time in probably like a year and a half. And I like was so crabby to be around. I was so grouchy because I couldn't work out. I was like, it doesn't matter what I eat, all this stuff. Like I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. Like I just felt like I was like negative Nancy all week. And to be able to work out, to be able to, make those things happen and like change my focus and say like, it could be worse. Like I just have a runny nose, a headache, like it could be way worse, like just changing your mindset and your focus. So his speech was short, but it was actually really good for me to kind of realize that like, if you're focusing on the negative, like no one's signing up with me, nobody's messaging me back, nobody's liking and commenting, no one's going to. Like no one is going to. If you focus on the fact that like everybody loves every post I put on social media, like if you get in that mindset, everyone's going to. People are going to follow you. Coaches will join you. So when you send messages to people, like if I'm in a crappy mood, I don't message people back because I know I'm in a crappy mood and my message is going to come off that way. So then I go listen to music or something and then I message them back. And there's such a big difference between those two things. And you guys know that. Like if you're crabby and your kid keeps bugging you, you snap at them on accident. You know, would you have snapped at them if you just won $100? Probably not. You know, like, so it's just a scenario and the difference. So trying to really keep that mindset. And then real quick, the last person we listened to was Trina Gray. She has like, I think it was like 15 stars. So 15 of you rock stars in her first like business center. And she had 10 in her second business center. So like 25 rock star coaches in her downline. And she still works, I believe she said, I don't know if it was part-time, but she still has a job. Like she still works something else and her husband does too. And she said that was a choice for those two. And that was something that opened my eyes because I feel like as coaches, when we join, we're scared because we don't think we're going to be successful because we have to work full time. But in all reality, like for me, working full time from 8 to 4 or whatever, and then coming home, I work my business harder than I do on the weekends or in the summer because I have all of this time. And so it was good to hear that from her. She just talked a lot about like your why. And we talked about this last night at supper with the girls, but like your why, you need to have an internal one and you need to have an external why. You have to have both. You cannot have one or the other. So like your internal why is like your burning reason, like what pushes you every single day to get up in the morning, to go do this, to go do that. For me, like my burning desire is like, I remember every time I walk down the hallway, I see my wedding photos and I like break down every single morning. I'm like, that is why I'm pushing. That's why I am here. That's why I show up for my like workouts and stuff. And I do doubles and all this stuff because I remember how I felt. Like I remember feeling that way when I got my photos. I remember being so like distraught and so just unhappy. And so that's my internal why. It has nothing to do with you guys. It has nothing to do with my husband. It has nothing to do with anyone else. That's my why. You have to have a why that pushes you inside. Doesn't have to be for anyone else. The second why is an external why. Like, why are you here? Like, why do you feel like you were put on this earth? And I feel like I was put on this earth to energize and empower women to live out their lives like meaningfully and unapologetically. So just really living your life and being who the hell you want to be. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Like, that's my external why. And that's why you guys are here. Because I push every day to help you guys and help us as a team. And so you have to have an internal why and then also like an external why. And she just gave examples like external, like living out or helping people live out their lives, helping your team succeed, helping teachers get a life, like what your external, why is. And she always explained it to her coaches and stuff. She said, what would $100 a week do extra for you? Like, could you pay off a bill? Could you get a manicure? Could you buy a pair of shoes and not feel guilty? Like, what would $100 do for you every single week and then every single month or whatever? And just talking about that and just really trying to find like that external why. Because I know a lot of us might struggle with an external why because we don't think we're bigger than what we are. Like, we don't think we can help other people because we need to help ourselves. We can do that in the process. It's like a mindset thing. And so she just talked about inviting with enthusiasm, making sure that you come out of the coach closet, she called it, which was super cool to hear her say that because I feel like when I first started coaching, I was like, yeah, I'm a teacher. I do middle school math and I'm a wife and then I'm a health and fitness coach. And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm a teacher and I'm a wife and I'm a health and fitness coach. Like you play it off because it's like, you don't believe in yourself enough that you are a fitness coach and you are meant for greatness. Like you have the abilities to do that. And so she just said to come out of the coach closet, like share that shit is what I wrote in my notes. Sorry for cussing. But going all in, she showed us her paycheck when she was 1 foot in and it was like a couple $100 a week, which is super awesome. Like that's not a bad thing. And then she showed us like her 2 feet in and it changed from $100 a week to like $1,500 a week. There's a difference between being 1 foot in and 2 feet in. And you know that with your job, with your life that you have, with your relationship. If you're 1 foot in your relationship, you're probably talking to other dudes and like messaging them and sending them weird Snapchats. You know, if you're all in, you probably have all girls on your Snapchat. I'm just trying to like, I don't know, figure something out. Cassie, shut up. She's funny. Okay. But like, that's just like my like thing with coaching. Do you show up 30 minutes, to an hour a day in your business? Do you do your business activity tracker? Do you check that stuff off? Are you talking to people? Are you posting on social media? Or are you that person that's 1 foot in and you post on Monday and then on Sunday and then you complain because no one wants to join, and then your fitness journey isn't really where it should be because you only worked out one day and you had Shakeology like last Thursday? Like there's a difference between being 1 foot in and 2 feet in. And I promise you, with like personal development and being 2 feet in, you're going to get to where you want to be at as a coach. And then she gave us 10 truths. And so I am just going to read through like the heading, and then I'll take a picture of my notes and put them in the team page. So like her 10 truths: do personal development. Weird. That's important. 2, believe in you. No one else. Otherwise, nobody else will. Show up calm and confident. So no matter if you don't know what the heck is going on and you don't know the answer, pretend that you do. Live your dreams before it happens. So have that vision for yourself. And I struggle with that one a lot because I downplay myself. I downplay my journey. I downplay myself as a coach. Number 5, be happy before you get there. So be happy with your life. It's totally okay with where you are, but want more from yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy, which we all know that, but we still do that, I think. So that's something to work on. Success is not above you. So even though there might be a coach on our team that signed 2 coaches yesterday, who cares? Like, we're all running this race together, like really keeping that mindset. Number 8 was know and live your 6 roles. So she said you should be wearing 6 different hats. Like, know them, love them, wear them. A daughter, wife, teacher, nurse, whatever. Number 9, when you work, you are stealing an area of life to feed the other, so make it count. So when I'm teaching, I can't be with my husband and building our relationship or be with my dog. When I'm a coach and I'm sitting here in my office, I'm not with my husband. When I'm with my husband, I'm taking away from, like, you're always taking away from something. So when you sit down to do something, make it count. And the last one was clarity breeds mastery. So understand, like, you're a CEO of your business, get a place to work your business from. Last year when we were in Sanborn, I changed our extra bedroom into an office, and my business grew, not because I made an office, but because I made myself wear that CEO hat, if that makes sense. So find a place to work your business. And then she gave us 5 tips. So I will just take a picture of that and post it in our group. But the biggest takeaway from Trina was that if your why is big enough, if you understand why you're here, why you get on a call, why you catch a replay, why you post on social media, if you understand that and you have a why for yourself and you have a why, like an external why, you're never going to struggle as a coach, and you're never going to say that you can't do it because you have a why that's pushing you anyways. And I have seen other coaches. One of my friends, Ashley, her husband had to leave his job that he loves to go work a different job to make ends meet. And she worked her ass off with Beachbody. And now he's back at his job that he first started with because he loves it, and they can make it work because she made it work with Beachbody. The same thing with myself. My husband was working selling farm equipment, hated his job every single day, hated it. Like, we fought so much because he was so crabby and he hated it. He went back to school to be a teacher. He did not get paid for like a year, what he normally gets paid. I made that shit work with Beachbody. Like, I made it work and I showed up, and now my husband is a teacher. So every single day when he goes to school with a smile on his face, that tells me that me working my butt off with coaching, like, was totally worth it. And so you have to have that why, an internal and then also an external one. Okay. So that's what I have. I know it went a little long, I'm sorry, but I will post the replay in our team page. I will try to find that corporate video for you guys to watch. Otherwise, I really want to focus this week on using our business activity trackers. I posted one in the Empower Dynasty page, and so I will type underneath so it bumps it up. But I want to focus on like showing up to our business 30 minutes to an hour a day and just see how our team is going to grow by being consistent and using that why and really pushing us. Okay. So Anybody have any last minute questions? Otherwise, I will let you guys go.